Morning everyone. I thought that I would take myself into Croydon, just go and have a look in their CEX there. I'm actually going into Croydon to pick up my comics that my local comic shop has for me. But yeah, while there, why not take a look in CEX and see what they've got kicking around in the way of Blu-ray, etc. Let's go. Make that out. Alright, so I've got to take the tram, get the tram to from here Dundonald Road, which is one stop out of Wimbledon, take it into Croydon. It's about 20 minutes and yeah, and see what there is. Might pop, I don't know, I might pop in the Forbidden Planet as well, depending on time, but we shall see. Okay, so we're in Croydon. CEX just around the corner. Just around that corner there. Alright, so this here was the old CEX, which was far larger, like I've said before, and where they've decreased physical media and that, they've moved 1, 2, 3 stores up to this one here. Yeah, rent payments less, I guess. Let's go inside. Croydon CEX, here we are, and there's 4Ks first. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm taking my glasses off. I don't know. Anyway, let's get here. Okay. Harry Potter. There's the Joker. Deep Impact. £18. I know that's actually £15 now. That goes through at £15. Saw it online. Avatar, Wear Water, 4K. Yours for £20 in CEX. A few more bits there, as you can see. Godzilla. Venom. A couple of Game of Thrones. One Game of Thrones. Westworld. The last season. Why didn't you renew it? £40 on this last dual steelbook there. Yeah, wow, £40. John Carter, 3D. There's a 3D. Is that 3D? I think that was a 3D Guardians of the Galaxy. Cover reprinted. We love them. Titanic down the bottom. And let's come up. There's a nice James Bond set there. I didn't catch the price on it. Look at this one. Look at the side of that. It's yellow. Yellow. Someone had that. Where have they had that? In the sun or something? The sun usually fades it. That's got a funny colour. I wonder if it was on the actual plastic and it was just a coating of nicotine or something like that. But anyway, so £2 for the 3D Avatar. Now look, with the nice lenticular. That was £4 when last I came in. Band of Brothers. Steel tin. I didn't see the price. What's wrong with me? 50 quid on this Bruce Lee box set. A lot of money. Got the new sets coming out very soon, haven't we? Not for me. I'm not a Bruce Lee fan. I'm not a martial arts fan either. They're just not my cup of tea. Afro Samurai. That's Samuel Jackson voiced sort of animated thing. Bad teacher there, I see. Bumblebee. Good old Bumblebee. Bruce Almighty. Yep. Born Silver Look at 99, I see there. Boogie Nights. Yep. You just saw me leave that Bruce Almighty out. You know what that means, don't you? You know what that means. When I leave something sat out. Yes, I didn't think I caught that on camera. Oh, screwed up my pickups now, and I. Well, yes, that's one of them. Okay, Bruce Almighty. I'll explain why later. Look, a nice lenticular on the Enders game there for £1. Then we have Extraction. Well, that Extraction with a lenticular as well. £1.50 if you're a lenticular person. So, up on this shelf here, Fringe, the complete series. It wasn't a bad series. There's some Game of Thrones. Good old Game of Godfather. Is that going to win on my poll? If you haven't voted on my poll yet, if I haven't closed it, go and vote. That might be my next watch. Look, some more yellow. Look, Hunter Killer had a yellow side. I didn't want to scrape it with my nail, because if I got nicotine under my nail, I wouldn't be a happy chappy. Anyway. Ingmar Bergman there, box set. Indiana Jones, 40, so it's a thin one. Cool. For space, it's cool. Some in-betweeners, I'm Legend, Insurgent, what's this? Oh, that's some sort of anime stuff, some Kill Bills, Knight Rider there, look, Knight Rider, Blu-ray box set, 62 quid! Back it go, I do have that actually. What's that? That's another yellowy one, wow. Can tell who's the person who's traded all them in, you know where they all come from. But there we go, Licorice Pizza, I think was down the bottom there, some Minions, and we're on the other side now. Magic Mike, Memphis Belle, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. That's quite good. I like those Mortal Kombat Legends films. Mrs. Doubtfire always holds quite a high price, £8. I don't have it in the collection. It's not a film I've got. I don't know why. I do know why. Because I don't know if I want it. That's why. Plain there. Little Matildas. £8 for Resident Alien. Well, that was a lot of money when it first came out. That season 1 of Resident Alien. Look at that slip there. Look, torn apart. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Disgusting. There, and then we have some other bits and bobs down here. Star Wars. Well, I don't even know what that was I pulled out. There's my knee, as you can see. Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, the, Bob Hoskins one. I don't have that in the collection. Texas Chainsaw Massacre steelbook there. Some Twilights, Toy Stories, Transformers. I'm not going to break into song, don't you worry. Then we have some more anime there, and a Terrifier 2, and £15 for the 1 and 2 pack. Do you remember when that was going for a lot of money as well? Ticket to Paradise, I enjoyed that. That was quite a fun film. George Clooney and Julia Roberts. I do like George Clooney's comic timing. I think he's pretty good. Alright, so there was a quick look in CEX. Picked up 2 items on voucher. Didn't spend a lot at all. Yeah, 1 Blu-ray, 1 DVD TV box set. So we'll take a look at them when we get back. But now I'm going to see about popping into the Forbidden Planet, like I said. Forbidden Planet is on the other side of the road, just next to that Burger King there. Burger King. Oh, I miss Burger King. No, I'm not going in. I'm on a diet. I put on too much weight while I was away. I indulged a tad too much. Now, just a quick look in here in the Forbidden Planet, and here we have some Indiana Jones figures and t-shirts. The t-shirts are $17.99 each. One for each of the first 3 films. And I'm just having a quick look at some of the Marvel figures in here. And here's some DC as well. Some, yeah, nice DC figures. There is one particular one I'm looking for, but they didn't have it. Although, I don't know, might get it elsewhere. A couple of spawns there, and we have a He-Man section of turtles, as you can see. And there's a Top Gun Transformer jet, just in view. And yeah. Okay, so I am back in Wimbledon now. After Forbidden Planet, picked up a couple of bits in there. I'll show them in a bit, but as long as my battery holds out, why don't we go and look in the CEX here in Wimbledon also. Make it 2 CEXs. Okay, so CEX, as you see, is just there. In Wimbledon now, and I don't know what happened there, but here we are. Wow, cheap 4Ks, very cheap on some of these actually. Dumbo there was at 2-3 quid, but yeah, good price on Sicario 2 there, and the Mummy 3. I didn't pick none of these up. I don't, you know, it's a real bad habit starting to replace everything with 4K. I don't want to start getting, well, I'm already in that, but you know, even at these prices, some of them are well worth it, but no, be strong and move on. So let's have a look around now. Some Alien vs Predator, Angry Birds, Angel Heart there, Robert De Niro, a lot of avatars, Tintin. I got the DVD set of that. That Tintin had a lenticular on it, but again, not something that I would upgrade. Don't need to. Just be content with what you got. And oh, not my bag in the way. I don't know. There's some Bridget Joneses. I'm all over the place today. A lot of Wakandas there. What for? And Black Adams. Problem is, I've got a big bag with me now at this point. I picked up all my comics from the comic shop, so the bag was there. I was trying to move on. There was some kid behind me and looking at stuff on the games behind me and whatnot. Bit awkward, but there we go. Batman there, and look, a nice digibook version of Batman, or media book version of Batman vs Superman. With some Chucky's down the bottom, box sets. I do like the Chucky series. I didn't put that in properly. That didn't mean nothing. I didn't mean anything. I've already got it. I just couldn't squeeze it back in. Click. I like Click with Adam Sandler film. For me, I enjoyed it. Cloud Atlas. Should I give that a go? That is the question. Someone suggested I do. But there we go. I don't know what that one was. One of those sort of barbarian-y, filmy type things. I am rushing here because I know that my battery is very low. It's at about 10%. Dracula, that was the TV show that we had here in the UK, which was pretty damn good. I did get the DVD version though, so I was tempted to upgrade, but again, I've not watched the DVD one since I got it, so why should I upgrade? I didn't. Fight Club there. Fall. That's not a bad film for. Quite enjoyed that. Two girls in the tower. Down here. Godzilla Kong there. Obviously the Kong animated show, cartoon series. It's been on Netflix, season 1. Just all dropped together. Yeah, anime sort of. Skull Island it's called. If you've got Netflix, you might want to check it out. £1 on that, Catching Fire there. 8 for late, Hearst, Heat. Heat, there's a film. I like Sandra Bullock, but I dislike Jennifer McCarthy. So it's a push and pull film. I've never watched it. Jenna McCarthy wins in making me avoid the film because she's in it. Sandra Bullock can't win over Jenna McCarthy in that sense. She can in a lot of other senses, but no. My dislike for Jenna McCarthy outweighs my like for Sandra Bullock when you put them in the same movie. Mr. and Mrs. Smith down there, there's some Man of Steels. Mortal Kombat, another Mortal Kombat Legends one there, Battle of the Realms, that one. Yeah, they did any more of them, they done 3. You should do some more, they were good. The Men Who Stare at Goats. I enjoyed that film. I do have it on Blu-ray. It's got a great cast to it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, all-time classic. Oh, sorry, my camera's not exactly, catching the stuff centrally, is it? Should be more aware of what my camera's doing. Ramrod, Western of some sort. Never heard of it before, to be honest. Seagal, Stallone, not the same stuff. The bigger titles, the ones that sell for cheap now. Split second there, I think that was 12 quid. Sweet 16, 15. Saint, £10. Yeah, I've never watched that. Never watched that same film. Empty Shelf, look at that. Lovely. Can't sell space. Seriously, that's what I'd be saying. If I was managing this store, I'd be saying put some stuff on that shelf. Okay, it's down by the floor, but you can't sell an empty space. Put something on it, you can sell it. I don't know what that one was I was looking at either. Vikings down there next to it, whatever it was anyway. Yeah, and that's about it here really. Okay, so yeah, that was CEX Wimbledon, and well, I picked up one item in there, cost me next to nothing. Something that I already had, but it was a different version of it. So again, let's take a look when I get back. So I'm back home, and I had a few pickups on that trip. Shall we just take a look, shall we? So let's work backwards. So Wimbledon, which was the last CEX I went in. I went in there by chance, in a sense, in that I was meant to get back off of the tram at Dundonald Road, and I was on the phone. I was messaging with Matt over at Matt V's Movies, and I totally missed my tram stop. So I went through to Wimbledon, which isn't far from where I had to get off. It's only like a stone's throw, really. So I thought I'll go in High Street and I might as well go into CEX. So I picked up one title in there, but it's a film that I already have. So why did I pick it up again? Well, number one, it was only £1 and I didn't have this edition. Did I need it? No, but it was quite a nice edition for Hunger Games Catching Fire. And it's this one here, these sort of pull out one. So we'll take a look at that. I'll open that up, but let me see if these stickers are coming off first or if they are going to ruin the... Nope, they're coming off fine. Look, look, look. Lovely. So that was £1 for that. Let's see if the top one comes off just as well. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want from a sticker. So yeah, I just thought, okay, so it's a nice edition in that it's, digipack type of thing. Opens up and you've got your 2 discs there. There's some artwork underneath and you've got some art cards. So like I said, I didn't really need it, but it was £1. It was £1 for a different release, shall we say. So we've got some art cards in there. Jennifer Lawrence there as Katniss Everdeen. Reject Kylo Ren there. Gratuitous butt shot one there. Westworld, why did you cancel me? There. I can do fantastic makeup and make myself look like a rock or a branch or whatever it was he'd done in that first one. I can't remember. It was bloody stupid. Long chin. Reject Aquaman. And Granny. So yes, so they're the art cards that were in that set. So yeah, just something a little bit different that they had there, and I thought, okay, you can come to a nice home for now. So there we go. So before that, obviously I was in Croydon and I went to my comic shop and picked up my comics. I'm not going to show them here because I'm going to bring back Comic Book Corner. They will be shown in that maybe later this week. But anyway, but still in the comic book vein, I did pick these up in the Forbidden Planet, and I will show these because there's only 3 of them, and the sheer price that I paid. So first up, I picked up Jane Foster, Valkyrie, 99p. Look, it's a graphic novel. It collects 5 issues of the comic book in one, for 99p. So even if I read it and it's rubbish, it's 99 pence. You know, and I've read it for 99 pence. Then also for 99 pence, again, issues 1 to 5 of The Savage Sword of Conan from 2019 from Marvel Comics. So that's going to be, you know, that might be a decent read. Again, 5 issues, 99 pence. That's 20 pence a comic. Because comics are over £3 now. And then one other I picked up, and I'll explain why. And this is a comic book or graphic novel called My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. So this was 99 pence. The reason I picked this up is because primarily Ed Brubaker always works in partnership with Sean Phillips anyway. He has done for quite a while. Didn't always, but has done for a while. But it's written by Ed Brubaker. Now, Ed Brubaker is a fantastic comic book writer who I first came about knowing in I believe it was Daredevil. I believe it was his run on Daredevil. Basically, you had Brian Michael Bendis write this phenomenal run on Marvel's Daredevil comics some 20 years ago or something like that. And I read it. Brian Michael Bendis is the writer who created the Ultimate Spider-Man. He's the writer who went on to kill Peter Parker and create Miles Morales, who we all know from Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. So he and then when he left Daredevil, I was gutted. I was like, oh, damn. And the follow-up writer was Ed Brubaker. And Ed Brubaker gave as good a run as Brian Michael Bendis did. A fantastic run on Daredevil. And, you know, 2 phenomenal writers on this comic. It was very grounded, gritty, realistic, noirish in its art and all that. Well, they were the writers, but do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Ed Brubaker then also wrote Captain America. He'd done a Captain America run. And Ed Brubaker was the writer who actually created the Winter Soldier. Yeah, the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes. He didn't create Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes has been a character that's been synonymous with Captain America from back in the days before Marvel even owned Captain America. Yeah, but Bucky Barnes was always deemed one of those characters that you wouldn't be able to bring back from the dead, much like Uncle Ben, that sort of a thing. But Ed Brubaker was the writer who created the concept of the Winter Soldier. He was the one who created the character, the one who wrote, you know, who decided to inject this story into it, whereby the Russians found Bucky's body, the Russians programmed his mind, turned him into an assassin, and kept him through the years in cold storage and would release him to do these assassination programs as the Winter Soldier. So again, a phenomenal run on Captain America, a very grounded, realistic run for the character. And it was Ed Brubaker's writing that that took Captain America for me to be probably my second favourite Marvel character after Frank Castle the Punisher. When Captain America is written like that. So Ed Brubaker's written this one here, and it's 99 pence. You know, it's going to be somewhat more realistic than it's like a superhero comic book. Like Scorsese and De Niro, Brubaker and Phillips are the unmatched masters of a certain kind of storytelling. A new title from the sharpshooters behind Fatale and Criminal is reason enough to go on living. Ellie has always had romantic ideas about drug addicts. Tragic souls drawn to needles and pills have been her obsession ever since the death of her junkie mother. But when Ellie lands in an upscale rehab clinic where nothing is what it seems, she'll find another more dangerous kind of romance. From the award-winning team of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips comes a pop and drug culture fueled tale of a young girl seeking darkness and what she finds there. So it sounds phenomenal. It sounds like a ball of fun, that one does, doesn't it? You know, it doesn't really, does it? I mean, that's a heavy dose of sarcasm there, people. But yes, it's got some nice spot glossing on it as well. I know you DVD lovers love spot glossing. This has got spot glossing on the title. You can't really see it, but the title spot glossed, the end of her cigarette spot glossed, and the name's spot. But 99p for an Ed Brubaker written graphic novel. That is fantastic. Now let's get on to what I picked up in CEX in Croydon. Because you're not interested in that stuff, are you? I know that. But anyway, so first up, a film I needed, a film I didn't have. Bruce Almighty. At least I hope I haven't got it. No, what's happened is I was actually filming yesterday or the day before. I was filming my what's that series I do? Desert Island Discs, right? This is a series that I do every second Saturday in the afternoon, and I go through one shelf and I look at every title on that shelf, right? I look at every title and then I pick the one title on that shelf, whatever shelf it may be, that I would choose over all the others if I were to be stranded on a desert island. So that's every Saturday at, I think it's 6 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, come and join the channel and put them notification bells on so you can catch that sort of content. And I've done so many episodes, and I was filming episode 6, I believe it was, which is down here somewhere. I'm going to work all the way around the room. It'll take a while. And on that shelf, there was Evan Almighty. Evan Almighty, the sequel to Bruce Almighty. Now, I quite enjoy Evan Almighty. I haven't got a problem with it. I know a lot of people slated it, but I really like Steve Carell. I'm a big Steve Carell fan. I like Evan Almighty. But then I thought to myself, I haven't got Bruce Almighty. At least I don't think I have Bruce Almighty. I haven't got Bruce Almighty. And lo and behold, this CEX had it. That being said, this is a Region 1 version, I believe it to be. There are no UK age ratings on it. I can't see where it says that it's a Region 1, but yeah, PG-13. It's a Region 1. You know, even the disc there, there's, do you know what I mean? There's no age rating on it. Not that that's a problem. I do have, you know, multi-region capability on Blu-ray. So, yes, Bruce Almighty. It was £5, not £6, like it says there. I didn't realise it was a Region 1 really until I got back to like my office, and I thought, hold on a minute. I was looking at it. I think, oh well, that's because it ain't the image that was on screen. The image on screen is the one where it's like the Arc de Triomphe painting where he's on the clouds and his fingers up, that sort of thing. Touching God. But yeah, so it's that cover there, Bruce Almighty. But cover is irrelevant. It's the film. So there's that. And then one last pickup, and I was at the till. I was about to get served, and I was glancing over at their TV section, and this just caught my eye. It caught my eye, and I grabbed it. And it is the complete second season of The Adventures of Superman. Yes. Look at that. Look at that there. Okay, it's a little bit banged up and in places, do you know what I mean? But it was £3.50. £3.50 for 26 episodes, I believe it is. Yeah. Season 2, 26 episodes. The good old, you know, George Reeves Superman. Let's see if that comes off. As you know, I'm a big comic book fan, superhero fan. So this was kind of a no-brainer to pick up when I saw it there. I don't have season 1. I'm going to have to hunt that one down now. Let's see if I can get that off. Then I'll pull these sleeves, I'll pull them out. So yes, inside you've got the spines all match, going one, well, they sort of jigsaw into you know, the title there. Each one's the same art, but inside you do have different art on the discs. The discs aren't in there correct. The girl was like, she started putting them in, she's gone, oh, I've put them in the wrong ones. I said to her, don't worry, don't worry. You know, so they've all got different art on the discs. So yeah, 5 discs there. Last one has special features on it, as well as last couple of episodes. So very good. Now the other thing that went on, I was sat on the tram. I sat on the tram, and this old couple sat opposite me. I was just sat there looking out the window, and he's gone to me, excuse me, sir. Call me sir. Old person shouldn't call me sir, I should be calling them sir. He goes, I really like your watch. I goes, oh, yeah, thank you very much. Which is this watch here. Take it off. It's that watch there. He goes, I really like your watch, and him and his wife were taking a great deal of interest in it because they hadn't seen one before, which is a skeleton watch, which is one of those watches where you can see all the internal workings and that sort of a thing. And and I was saying to him, you know, it's not battery run, it's run by, because the time on it was wrong, because obviously if I take this off and I leave it off for over a day or something, it will die because it's run on motion. You know, that thing inside that sways about that you can see obviously runs it. Forget what they call it, but anyway, it runs on motion basically. So obviously it was displaying the wrong time, and every time I put it on, I don't reset the time often, because I'm like everyone else. I don't actually look at the watch. I've got my phone, so I'm in that habit. But I do believe that everyone should have a nice watch. I do appreciate a watch. I appreciate the craftsmanship, the work that would go into a timepiece like that. You know, the fact that one day, you know, you got to think about time, right? Time. There was a time when time didn't exist, yeah? And someone, whoever it was, figured out, you know, these ancient civilizations, the sun, they figured out, you know, it got to the point where someone figured out days, weeks, months, minutes, hours, seconds. This was all came about out of nothing, because time's an abstract concept. Do you know what I'm saying? And to think how long it would take you to you know, let's imagine time didn't exist, right? And you're there, you're on Earth, you know, time doesn't exist, and you want to, you first come to realise after a few years, hold on a minute, the seasons, the sun seems to be doing something. Now, how many years does it take you to come to the realisation that this is actually a cycle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years before you say that's a cycle. And then you have to do the mathematics and the calculations of fitting in. I know this all didn't happen at once, the weeks, months, and that all came later, but you've got to think of the sheer complexity of creating something like that. Wow. And then, you know, to put it onto this, to put, you know, the workings, the inner workings of a watch, right? And I'm talking a proper watch, the proper timepiece. It's just fantastic, fantastic. So, you know, my children, all 3 of my children, I've grown them up to appreciate a watch, you know, and I've said everyone should have a nice watch, should appreciate that on their wrist, because this is craftsmanship, this is work, this is, do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, you know, I'm not saying an expensive watch or anything like that. I'm just saying a nice looking watch on your wrist really does look fantastic. And I had my children grow up with that belief as well, because this is just, this blows my mind. Because you take this stuff for granted, you look at it and it's a watch. It's a watch, but you go back and you think about time and the creation of time, and it just blows my mind. It really does. I have these sort of silly thoughts. I have this stupidness go round in my head at times. I really do. No, it's not stupidness. It's fantastic. There's so many beautiful things in the world that we take for granted, and time is one of them. Time is one of them. Time is do you know what I mean? Like I said, abstract concepts, totally. But time, we don't have a lot of it. We have a finite amount of it to each of us, right? You know, one day we are going to eat our last meal. One day we are going to see our last sunset. One day we are going to see our last sunrise, our last Christmas, this sort of thing. And we don't know when that is. We don't know. You know, none of us know when that day is, right? And when you think of it like that, it makes you appreciate the here and now, and you know, appreciate today. You've got to appreciate today. You really have, and appreciate the things around you. Look at just look around you and the things that you take for granted every day, and just question them a bit and think about that and how they came to be and things like that. You know, as a race, human beings, we can do some fantastic stuff, but then we can also cause a lot of nastiness and do a lot of evil stuff. We're a complex species. Anyway, I'm having like this moment, aren't I? Crazy. But anyway, I'm going now because I've picked up that stuff. That's what I came here to talk about. Those bits that I picked up. I've done a Blu-ray hunt. If you want more of this, then hit that subscribe button. Come and join the channel. And sometimes I go off on these little tangents where I just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm off. Yeah. I'm off just for some lighter thinking. I'll see you later. Take care and goodbye.